Hey YouTube, come along with me. I'm going to work. It's my longer day today. I have attempted to do a video a couple of times. I will be doing another pregnancy update video soon. But what I was going to do the other night was just kind of do like a general overview update video, because I have talked about different aspects and facets of my life separately, and then there's some things I haven't shared online because it's actually not mine to share, but you know, I could share a vague account of some things that are happening like within my family and things. But instead, what I want to do right now is focus a little bit different. I don't have a huge following, and I don't make any money off of any of this. I'm fine with all of that. But I have been compelled to share something lately, and I just think it's really interesting that I keep getting interrupted, and that even though I'm trying to make a video that touches a lot of subjects, overall, like, I really never get the video out, you know? And so I just think that there's been a lot happening in our society lately. I think that things have just been really, really heavy and really, really difficult. There's so much division, and if I had to say one thing about things that are going on, is that some people, I think, do believe that we have control over some things or have some say-so. I don't necessarily think that, but you have opinions all over the board. Usually you experience those opinions of people online, and it's everybody from influencers to celebrities to people in your own life, and they could have the same opinion as you, they could have a very different opinion than you, or they could have something that is some form of the same opinion as you. Maybe you just have a different take. I feel like I have a wildly different take on some things than a lot of people do. And I have a lot of friends that are online being very loud. And even, I mean, maybe even a little bit hateful, to the point that maybe even if they knew my opinion, they would be mad. Because there's a lot of people that say that if you don't take one side or the other very strongly, you're basically worthless, you know. But the thing that I have been being compelled to share, I mean, I personally would say more and more things kind of keep unfolding online. And so I've been being compelled to share this for a little while, to the point that I think, is this me? Is this my voice? Is this me being preachy? Or is this me being spoken to and through? And, you know, I don't think it's me. It comes up all the time. Because I want to spiral, kind of. I kind of want to spiral. But what I keep being reminded of is Peter walking on the water, and then, you know, he falters a little bit, and then Jesus is like, hey man, you know, I don't know, I'm paraphrasing, but it's like, hey man, what are you doing? Don't look at that storm. You know, I have control of that. Like, that is not for you to worry. You keep your eyes on me. You know, you just keep your eyes on me. You don't know the end result. I do. I got it. Chill out. Like, just chill out. And I wanted to share that because I think that it's important right now to maintain focus, because I feel like you could really go all over the place. I feel like you could really go all over the place. You could really spiral out of control. I feel like you could really go really far inward and be useless to everyone. You know, I have kind of a lot going on right now. I'm carrying a baby, and there's a lot of scary things that are happening. And it feels like the way things unfold and the way things keep going, I mean, what is the future? What's the future in healthcare even? What are those things? And I could do that, but I'm going to choose not to. And pretty much every day in my prayers, I tell God that. I'm choosing not to spiral. I'm choosing to keep my eyes on you, even though I'm resisting a lot of, reaction and feelings of doing that. So I just wanted to share that in case that it could be helpful to somebody or uplifting to somebody. I feel like two things can be truthful at the same time. Things can be heavy and you can be affected, but you can resist that, and you can choose to handle things a different way. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not saying I'm always doing a great job, but that is what I'm trying to do. And what I would say, and I know this is not for everyone either, some people get very irate if they find out that you select to close your eyes to some things. But something that was brought to my attention, again, I feel like it wasn't me. Something else that was brought to my attention this morning, or maybe it was last night, but I know we're meant to be like proactive. We're meant to look around and see the evidence of things that are going on, and we're supposed to judge fruits. We're supposed to do all that kind of stuff. But initially, God didn't want Adam and Eve to eat of the tree of knowledge. And sometimes it feels like social media spoon feeds us a lot of knowledge, even if it's true. Are we meant to know all that to that depth? Are our souls really meant to process that? And some people will really, really slander you for burying your head in the sand. And personally, again, I feel like I have a slightly different take on the ultimate truth of some things than a lot of people. But I do think that I have enough information to form an opinion. But if you go too far down the rabbit hole, it's too much. It can, again, wreak havoc on your mental and emotional health. It can unravel you as a person, and it can undo everything you're trying to do in this life and for your purpose. I might get a lot of hate over this video. I might. But I would just say to anybody that struggles, with a lot of information, I don't know that you're wrong, Just kind of know what you need to know. Know what you need to know. Protect as much as you can, and pray a lot, and fix your eyes on Jesus, and everything else is going to fall where it's going to fall. You know what I mean? The truth is the truth, and the outcome is the outcome. There's not much you can do about it, So, rather than propelling yourself into an online frenzy and being outraged that people are saying so much, or being outraged that people aren't saying enough, or trying to have your soul digest such grave, horrible, awful facts. I don't know. Just know what you need to know, Anyway, that's really all I was going to say. I said probably more than I was going to say. I'll do an update as soon as I can. I'll do a baby update soon. I would like to focus on the positive things, and I'm going to keep doing what I sought out doing. But in no way does that mean that I am glazing over anything or trying to act like everything is all fine and hunky-dory and veils are not being pulled back, but they are. So thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye.